Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today I'm creating a program using the switch structure logic, which is also from chapter 4. We did the if, else programming logic, which is also selection structure logic, last class, and this one is using the second version of a selection structure, which is the switch statement, okay? So anytime you can use an if statement, not anytime, but many times that you can use an if statement, you can use a switch structure with case statements. So they're very similar. You decide what's best for, in terms of you, other than in chapter 4 when the programming exercises require you to use a switch structure, then obviously you have to use switch. If they require you to use an if structure, you have to use the if structure. On the exam, when we get to the chapter 4, 5, and 6 exam in about a month or so, I'll tell you what you can or must do, right? Okay, so what is this switch structure? Well, it's very similar to an if statement logic. With if, we had in our little example the other day, if, and then we had a logical expression in between two open parentheses, an open parenthesis, I should say, and a closing parenthesis. Today we're going to do the same thing with switch. So we'll have switch, open parenthesis, logical expression, close parenthesis, and then rather than doing if, else, if, else, if, else, if, else, if, else, if, else, and then end it, we'll be doing case, maybe case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, default, and then end it, something like that, but very similar structure. All righty. And by the way, just to let you know, I personally prefer if statement logic, but some people actually prefer the switch. It's cleaner, it looks easier to many people, so it's popular as well. But if statement is probably more widely used. Well, definitely more widely used. Okay, so I'm going to be using calendar year 2024 for the program I'm making. So I already pulled it up. Basically, I wanted a calendar, a year that begins with a Monday. You see here, Monday, January 1, this is 2024. And just to let you know, I was Googling, how am I going to find all the calendar years or all the years that began with a Monday? And this really cool link here, or this site, spu.edu, so it's obviously a university. But anyway, it's the calendars from 1950 up until 2060, and it tells you which day of the week that the calendars start at. So the ones for Monday, 1951, 62, 68, 73, 79, up until 2018. The next one is 2024, okay? So then I just Googled for calendar year 2024, all right? But as part of the test for what I'm doing today, or what you're going to be doing with me, is like if I pick 11, I can see that, okay, 11 is a Thursday, all right? And I'm going to be using modular math. I hope you remember the modular division. With modular math, we use, a percent sign, and it doesn't return the whole value. What it returns is what remainder. And then we're using the case to represent 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday. If you look over here on the right, 3 for Wednesday, 4 for Thursday, 5 for Friday, okay? So in other words, 0 would be, what happens if you don't have any value, So when it is a Monday with a 1, that means it's just going to be the case, and only that one case will work. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be cases from 1 through 5. No matter what number we input, from 0 up to 365, it's going to divide by 7. Why? Well, there's 7 days in the week, and we know that Monday is the start day, so we can then figure out any other day. And what I'm going to do is do it for Monday through Friday days for you guys, and then I'll probably demonstrate a couple extra features and then have you guys do those extra features with student challenges. Again, you don't have to officially do the challenges, but I think they help you learn more. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go over to REPL now. So let me take me off the camera and let's share my screen. And let's go to my entire screen and let's allow it. And now we should be there. All right. So let's go over now to REPL. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to create a REPL, and I'll say ch4 switch structure, programming logic. Programming logic example. Prof. Maloney. All right, so create that. Excuse me. Did I not already click this? Oh, I didn't base it on my template yet? What's going on? That's my template. Unless I typed too much. Programming logic. I don't remember if I'm not allowed to use the dashes. Let's go over here and see if I typed any weird things in. Chapter 4, switch structure, that's fine. Programming example. Good. Why? Huh. Weird. Maybe it doesn't allow the dash. Okay, anyway, so remember above the pound sign, I like to put comments, right? You have to put comments, and not just above there, by the way. You have to put them everywhere you see me putting comments in your programs, especially on the exams. I tell you, I doxed a few of you 8 points because you didn't give me any examples. So chapter 4, switch structure, programming example. To figure out what day of the year any number from 0 to 365 is. Now, this is based, let me just say, so this is based on calendar year 2024 and only works if you use a calendar, use a year that starts with a Monday. Okay, like over here again, let me show you. So the calendars, Mondays. So I could have done 1951, I could do 2052, I could have done 1990, 1979, whatever. I'm doing 2024, which I have up here just as a little demonstration when we're testing. Okay, you always have to test your programs, right? Yes, you do. Then I'm also going to, let's see, I will also include a few student, I like these in big now, student, I came up with this the other day, remember? Oops, student challenges to encourage everyone to learn by doing more than I provide. Okay, all right. So we don't need anything other than to pound include IOStream. We're not doing hard math, so you don't need, like when you're doing modulus math, you don't need to use the IO manip. You don't need to use CMath. Just everything is A-OK. So I'll just use the namespace that we always do. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this thing here. Okay, and so always put my, see again, this is a comment, right? So it's not just the little comment I wrote up top. So here's step 1, obviously, and I'll say step 1 and 2, declare variables and assign values. Technically, I mean, like I'll say it this way as an example, int, okay, and this is going to be based on what do I want to do, day, number of year, okay, and I'll say it equals 0, even though it's going to be based on what the user inputs. So, but I'm saying I'm declaring the variable and I'm also assigning the value to the variable. So what do I want to say here? I want to allow ask user, to enter any number from 0 to 365. Okay, all right, so that is that. So we now have that. Now at the end, I'm going to ask, with one of the challenges, I'm going to ask you guys to also tell us what day of the number, what day number of the year it was when you divide it by the modulus. In other words, what's the remainder of the number you typed in? Is it a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, or a 0? One of those type things, all right? So then underneath that, we have to obviously have our COOT statement. So we're going to say enter a number any number between 0 to 365, and this program will tell you what day of the week that number represents for calendar year 2024. So it's not going to be for every calendar that we're dealing with. All right, and then we'll end that. All right, so then we're going to have our C input for what we're going to be calling this, and remember, you base it on the variable name. So day, day number of year, and I can just click it from up there. So that gives us the answer, right? User entered number of year. User entered a number, and then we're okay with oops, user entered a number. All right, so that, and then down here, oops, down here, what's going on? All right, so, oh, stupid, talking about my blah blah. All right, so we have now a number, and we have what the person has been asked to do. So now we have to do our little switch. So we're going to say switch. Let me actually put another variable here. So let's comment. Declare switch structure. Okay, and the switch structure, and I'm going to say using modulus, and I'm going to put the percent sign because that's what modulus is. Modulus math. Okay. All right. So switch is just like if statements. It has to have an open, the word switch, and by the way, it has to be lowercase, like a if has to be lowercase, an else has to be lowercase, else if has to be lowercase, switch has to be lowercase. So with this switch, I want to use the variable day number of years, and then I just click on day number of year, okay? But I don't want just that. Then I want to do this math. So percent sign 7, okay? So switch day number of year divide by 7. So let me go back to my comment. Declare switch structure using modulus math. What this is doing is dividing the number given by 7 and then returning only the remainder. And the remainder can only be between 0 and 6 based on what we're doing. Okay, so the remainder. All right, so that's the formula for it. On a test, I would tell you, what you were doing. I mean, again, if it's something like this. But also, like an if statement, a switch has to have an open and closing curly. So always set your switch up this way. It does not end in a semicolon, just like an if after the logical expression doesn't end with a semicolon. Once you're inside, so create an open and closing curly, and then you start with your case, okay? So the first case we're going to want is a 1, all right? So cases need a colon, all right? And the cases also need to have an open and a closing curly. So I'm going to do another open and close curly, okay? And then once I do this one, then I'll go ahead and copy it for my other ones. So this will just then be saying a coot. And what am I doing here? I'm going to say that today is a, and just leave that space. And then I can say what day it is. And Monday, since I've already got a space after the I don't need a space after the double quotes here, okay? And then just go to a new line. So now also with a case, I'll demonstrate this and then I'll come back and put it in, okay? But that's not quite the end of a case, meaning any given individual case. So I'm just going to copy this one. I'll go through the first one. I mean, I'll do a little and then I'll run it and I'll show you why it doesn't do what it needs to do yet, okay? All right, so that's case 1. So now I'll do case 2, okay? Case 2, and it's going to be for Tuesdays. Okay, then after the open and closing on that one with the coot in between, we want to do case 3. So change case 1 here to case 3. Okay, after the closing curly on that one, enter and do again and change it to case 4. Remember, I'm going to give you this code at the end. So don't get too concerned about what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'll explain it all again as I do 3 or 4 times for everything I'm trying to cover. And then one more time for case 5. Afterwards, I'm going to ask you to do case 6 and case 0. All right. So, and then of course I got to change all these. So this is now Wednesday up here. Wednesday, Thursday right here. Thursday, and Friday right here. Okay. All right. I've already done enough that I can show you why what I've done so far is not good. All right. All right. So today is a Monday. That's a perfectly fine statement. Today is a Tuesday. Today is a Wednesday, etc. That's all fine. But what I didn't do is something that's very, very important, and I want to run it before I show you. All right. So I'm going to run it with that code. And I'm going to just say I want a number. Remember, I'm doing any number, and it's going to divide that number by 7 and then return any remainder. So that means there could be a remainder of 0, of 1, of 2, of 3, of 4, of 5, or of 6, okay, based on what we're doing. All right, and 0 through 6 is basically 7 numbers, though. All right, so 1 through 5 is what we're covering right now. So let's just make it a nice, easy thing. I don't want it to do a 6 or a 7 yet, or a 6 or a 0, since I'm not describing them yet. So I want it to be either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just as an example, if I divide, let's say 30, let's say 28. If I divide 28 by 7, the answer is 4, right? But the real answer is 0 because it's not division, it's remainder. I don't want a 0. I want a 1, 2, 3, or 4. But if 28 gives me a 0, what does 29 give me? A 1, 30, a 2. So let's just say 30. So I shall type a 30, and the answer should be 2. Okay, see? And it's today is a Tuesday, which is right. Why did it give me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Well, this is actually an easy thing once you hear me explain it. I believe it'll be easy. But I want to give the analogy because a few of you on the exam did not do getLine right. Okay, you did just CIN, open parentheses, and full name or whatever, and then close parentheses. And I said, if you do not use getLine, you can't use it with that string because you're going to have 2 words necessary, which means you're having a space. And if you did it, and again, a few of you did, this is what the result would be. It wouldn't stop. It would just keep going boom, 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 boom. And even though here I'm not asking for more C input, but if I ask for more C input, it'd still keep running because I didn't do something that's necessary on purpose, and that's put in a break. So after each case, okay, we always put in what we call a break. A break is a line of code, so it needs to end in a semicolon. Okay. So what I'll say here is, let's see, this is for today is a Monday, and my comment will be statement was true. So statement was true, so break ends the program, right? In other words, I'll do the same one with Tuesday. So let me also put it on Tuesday. I'll just copy this part now. Whoops, just that. Okay, so control copy that. And after the Tuesday, but before the closing curly on Tuesday, now I'll break. All right. So now this will work with the same number 30 because 29 doesn't matter, but it would work for 29. It'll work for 30, but it won't work for 31. So if I typed in 31, it would give me today is a Wednesday, and then today is a Thursday, today is a Friday. Okay. But if I enter 29 again, it'll then stop on today is a Tuesday. So let's check it out. So 29 today. Oh, wait, why is that a Monday? Oh yeah, because I said 7 into 28 is 4, but what's the remainder? 1, and 1 means Monday. I actually had typed 30, not 29, sorry. So, but that worked because I said I stopped, with a break on Monday as well. So now I'll do one more than that, which is 30, okay? And 30 will be a Tuesday. Logically, if you go 7 days from Tuesday, you're going to get another Tuesday. So if I say 37, it'll be the same thing again, right? Today is a Tuesday. If I did 36, it'll be today is a Monday, because that's one less. But now watch when I do a Wednesday. So I'll do a 38, which would be a Wednesday. Okay, so 38, boom. And I said it would tell you today's a Wednesday, but then go to Thursday, Friday. Why? Because I didn't do the break. I already have it in my clipboard, so I just need to put it in here. So Control V that in, and then the same for after a Thursday, Control V that in. The same for after a Friday, Control V that in. So now we already have the very basic, very basic switch structure, which is going to tell us what day of the week. Oh, and by the way, I said we'd test this, right? So what day did I just say? Well, let's say 29. That was here. So 29 means January 29. And what is it? A Monday. Remember, I got a 1. What is the 30th? 30 was a 2. Okay. So now I'm going to say, though, February the 2nd. Okay. So now I got to add up. So I got to do a little math myself. So 31, that's the 31st day of the year after January's over. Then the next day is the 1st of February. So that's the 32nd day of the year. And the next is the 33rd. So if I type 33, the answer will come to 2. Watch. So 33, run it again. Type 33, okay? And today is a Friday. 31 and 2 is 33. So now let's just say, I think we're all good enough to understand that 31 plus 29 is a 60, right? So the 60th day of the year is a Thursday. So let's type 60 in our little game. 60. And it is a Thursday. Let's go one more. So 60, if we do 31, that's 91, but that's a Sunday. I'm going to make you figure out Sunday. I mean, I'm going to tell you basically how to do it. But anyway, so that's 31 and 29 is 60. 60 and 31 is 91. But I don't want a Saturday or Sunday right now. So I'll make it one higher, which is Monday. So 31 and 29 is 60. 60 and 31 is 91. 91 and 1 is 92, which happens to be April 1. So 92 is what I want to type, and it will be Monday. 92. Whoops. Well, what happened? What happened? Did I type something after I didn't enter a number first? 92. Yeah. I must have typed either over here or over here so that it wasn't picking up a number. Anyway, so but 92 is a Monday. That means 93 would be a Tuesday, and I'm not going to keep doing. I'm just, one more to demonstrate now. So 92 is a Monday, 93 is a Tuesday, 94 is a Wednesday. Let's do 94. Okay, 94 is a Wednesday. How'd I get Wednesday 94? I got 31 and 29 is 60. 60 and 31 is 91. 91. So this is 92, this is 93, and the third is 94. All right, so that is done. Now let's look at our switch structure. Then I'm going to talk about what I want you guys to do to make this a better program. All right, so we have, let's go all the way to the top. All right, you know what? Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Even one more. All right, so now that should be pretty big over here. All right, so Chapter 4, Switch Structure Programming Example. To figure out what day of the year any number from 0 to 365 is. This is based, I should say, but this is based, so that I'm not typing all that stuff and then, you think whatever. So, but this is based, oh, I got this is based, but this is based on calendar year 2024, and only works if you use a year that starts with a Monday, okay, which 2024 does. I will also include a few student challenges. All right, so that we didn't do anything with the pound include, right? That's all we needed, I said, was IOStream. We want the using namespace standard, but alternatively, if you didn't want to use that, you could have done std : and then end L. std : and then cn. std : and then coot, if you'd prefer that way. But logically, the vast majority of programmers do it this way. But there are still some stalwarts out there. Some of the old timers that won't use namespace standard because they don't want people to figure out their code, and it looks much more complicated if you type std : cin, right? Anyway, so that is that. So we did that. And then in our int main, we start with, of course, we started with our comment. And then in int main, again, comments on what we're doing. So we only have one variable at this point, and I called it day number of year because it just represents any number from 0 to 365. Oh, and by the way, you might say, well, wait a minute, Professor. Yeah, I mean, the numbers you did were great, but what about the number 0? Well, 0 won't work yet. 1 would work, though. So let's type the number 1. So let's click over here, get back here, 1. Oops, let's run again. 1. Today is a Monday. Anytime I seem to click away from REPL and click over here and then I come back, sometimes it acts up. But anyway, today's a Monday, so 2 will be that. Oh, all right, because one of your challenges, that's actually what it is. I got to always hit stop to rerun or to run. I'm going to also ask you guys for one of your challenges is to use the go-to, right? Or use a start or whatever you want to do for your go-to so that this program will run forever until you just get out of it. And that's very easy to do, right? But anyway, so I got to hit run every time. Sorry. So now I'll type 3. I don't know what I was typing. So today is a Wednesday. So the reason I'm bringing these low numbers up is because, again, remember it's divide by 7. So in this case, it's, where's my math here? Right here, line 10. Day number of year, divide by 7, okay? But it's not, again, doing division. It's saying modulus, but you have to understand that modulus means you're dividing it by this number, but it's only giving you the remainder. So if you divide 7 by 7, you get the number 1. If you divide the number 6 by 7, it doesn't, it's 0. But what's the remainder? It would be 6. So 1 would be what? 0, but the remainder 1. So if I type in 1, I got to run up here again, and I do 1, it will give us Monday, okay? If I do it with 2, it will give us Tuesday. If I run it with 5, it will give us Friday, okay? Based on modulus division. So that's why it actually will work from 0 to 360, okay? All right, now, and you know what, one more last one just to show where we're at here in this calendar. So you know there's 365 days in this calendar. I don't know if I mentioned, these are non-leap year ones that I'm doing as part of my calendar search. So if I want the last day of the year, that 365, assuming I'm right and that this one is based on the normal non-leap year. So that if I type 365, I should come up to a Tuesday. So let's just do one more with that. So 365. Oh God, again, run it. Yeah, it's better if you just do the start and let yourself have all that kind of fun. Oh, sorry, it's a Monday, but let's do the math. So open up a calculator. Okay, 365 divide by 7 equals, it's got that blah, 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 blah. So the 52 means 52 weeks, and then it's a point. Well, if you know decently with math, 0.14 is 1/7, which means the answer is a 1. So if I did it with 366, it would say the answer is 52.28, and that would be 2, which is a Tuesday. If I did it 1 less, at this point it won't work because I didn't have you code it for the weekend yet. Anyway, so but you see what it's doing, and it's entirely accurate. So we created a variable to represent whatever day of the year, right? And then we asked the user to put something in, a number based on what the statement here says. And then we assigned their number to CIN, day number of year, like we always have been doing. Now, this is like if day number of year, okay? And then instead of well, we could actually have done it that way too, because you can do this with an if statement. So you just have if day number of year %7, and then you'd say, instead of having case 1, it would be you'd put the answer for it, like we're putting the answer. We're saying it is a Monday based on the math. So you do the same thing and just restate it for if statements if you want it. But anyway, switch structure, which you have to know how to do anyway. So this is switch, and there's a logical expression, no semicolon at the end, and then open and closing curly. This opening curly there is ended by this closing curly down here. Okay, this one there is the end of that. And every other case has an open and a closing. And if I hover, you'll do it that way. If I hover on this just like that, just before it turns to the blue. Anyway, it's showing that this one there matches with this one. If I click right here, that one matches with this one, right? But anyway, so each has an open and close is my point for curly braces. And each case has a colon at the end. And just like an if statement, if it's true, it comes into the statement after it. So when, now the start thread is there, sorry. So if case 1 is true, meaning the answer to this, day number of year, %7 is a 1, that means it's a Monday. So the statement here only works if it is in fact, if it has a remainder or modulus of 1. If it has a modulus of 2, it comes into this one. So it's exactly like if statement logic in that regard. Okay? All right, so that is that, that is that, that is that. Now, I want to maybe demonstrate a little something for you. So like if I wanted to make one more, obviously I could just do this. So let's just go ahead and copy this one. And it could have been, I could copy any of them. So control copy, right? And then you got to enter after that closing curly and control V it after that. Change that case to a 6. Okay. And today is a Saturday. So you can then do a test on any day that's a Saturday, and you'll see that will work as well. And you want to break. So let's go to our calendar. Let's pick a Saturday in here where we're not having big numbers. So Saturdays are going to be the 6th, the 20th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. So same thing though with our math. Our math is going to say, well, 0 divided by 7 is 0, but what's the remainder? 6. So if I type the number 6, it'll come in as a Saturday. 13% sign, meaning modulus, 7, the answer is 1, but the remainder is what we're looking for, and 7 plus 6 gets you 13. All right, so we'll do one of those, either 6 or 13, and that'll then come up as a Saturday. So let's run it, and I'll pick the 13th. Lucky 13 is a Saturday. All right, now you are challenged. So here, let me write down some of my little challenges for you guys. Underneath here, say student challenge. Whoops. Oh, God almighty. See, so if I'm away from wherever the heck I'm trying to type, let me get this one up here. And then come down here. All right, student challenges. Okay, so let's have something in here for you guys. I want to make sure that we can do something that you hopefully be able to do, but also hopefully enjoy doing. So let me think here. All right, number 1, we'll say. I got a // All right, so add code to, I've already done Saturday, so I'll say to make Sunday show up. Okay, just to let you know, Sunday will have case 0. Okay, so you need case 0 for that. But you put in the case and put in the statements to make that one work. So that'd be an easy thing. And then let's see here. Let's see. Okay, wait. Let's have code tell us what the modulus is. What the modulus remainder is for the calculation taking place. Okay, so by this I mean, let me also put 3 before I forget, otherwise I'll whatever. But what I mean with this thing here with 2 is that, let's say we put in the number 10. Okay, so please pay attention. So if I put in the number 10, 10 divided by 7 is not the fraction. The whole number 1 is the answer. So then it's 10 minus 7, and the answer is 3 for the modulus. So in other words, what I want you to then do is say, today is, and then whatever you want to then call that thing, but basically say something to the effect that the number, the remainder for this calculation is a 3, okay? and a 3 is a Wednesday. Okay, so how would you do that? So you would just have you would be extending your statement, extending whatever that case is saying. So you'd say like today is, and then you can still say whatever the day number, you know what, put the day number. Yeah, that's good. All right, so put the day number of year too. So make yours say today is a, and then you're going to have day number of year. Okay, but then you want to also then have the calculation, this thing here. So put this in it, and it'll then tell you the remainder. Yeah, and then just lead into the day, like which is a Monday, okay, or which is a Tuesday, something similar to that. All right, so hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to say there, but I'll give you another example. So 7 divided by 7 is 1, right? So 7 divided by 7 is the number 1, but what's the remainder? Well, it's 0. So what does that mean? Shoot, let me hang that up, sorry. What does that mean? It means that the answer is case 0. So I just indirectly helped you on the other one for Sundays, you know. So if you have 14% 7, that will also be remainder 0. Remainder 0 is case for Sunday. All right, so anyway, I gave you that. But so I want you to have it where you would also code it. Maybe I should just give you 1 and then have you guys do it. So basically, I just need to have a comment that's going to tell us what the answer is. So let's just say here, let's see, today is, we want the day number, I think I said. So let me just change it now to say, this is, and then day, so day, and this is based on what the user entered, day. So then here, I want to say day number of year, day number of year, okay, and then a less than, remember I already got a space, so this is day, let's just say as an example, 14, okay. So then I want another double quote and say, let's see, after day I need a space, so I'll put a space there, which has a modulus, which has a remainder, modulus of, and then put a space, and then another less than. So let's see, this is day, let's just say 14. 14 has a remainder modulus of, and then I got to put this formula. So I'll just copy that, day number of year, %7, control copy that, which has a modulus of, and that has to be after the double quotes and then after the next open part of the coot and before the comment here. So which has, so now this is day, let's say 14, space, which has a remainder modulus of, and then this will say 0. So then I have it, then I have another less than. So it has a modulus of 0, and then another thing, space, which represents day, which represents, and I'll just leave this, actually I should do it this way, which represents Monday. There, which represents Monday. Okay. Oh wait, I said 0. Well, you know what? So, well, in case 1, it would be Monday though. Like 15 would be Monday. So that would work. All right. So this is perfectly fine. So this one should work for Monday. So let me just run this one. And let me look at the calendar to verify again. So calendar, 15th is a Monday. Okay. So I'll say January 15. So I'm just going to say day 15. So day 15. So 15. So this is day 15, that's okay, which has a remainder modulus of 1, right? And the modulus come, me doing up here in this map. So the modulus says day number of year, which was 15, %7 means divide by 7, which comes out to 2. But what's the remainder? Well, you say, well, 2 times 7 is 14. The number I'm looking at is 15, so the remainder is 1. Because there's a difference of 1 between 14 and 15. And what is Monday? It's a case 1. Okay, So that is now, so let me put that, verify that I got that. You guys do it for the others. So let's see, is for the calculation, excuse me, what the modulus is, what the day number is. Okay, have code tell us what the day number is. Day number of year entered was, and the modulus remainder for that number for the calculation taking place, okay? Okay, and then 3, add a go to and maybe start again. Oops, start, okay. Wherever you need to, so that the game can never stop until you don't play anymore. So you don't play anymore. Okay. All right. So I think that I've given you enough. And remember, my last video gave you go to, but basically this thing right here is how the go to would work. If you're going to use it, you'd put this in every case if that's what you need to do, or just in one place if that's what you need to do. And then you would need to have a start though somewhere up here, and you have to figure out where should the start be. And start, remember, is like switch actually. It needs that, or the cases in switches where you need to have a colon. So if you start colon and then your semicolon, and then of course put comments. So that's the 3 things I want you guys to do. Yeah, that's excellent. So now I'm going to stop this thing and let you take pictures off the code. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to, yeah, so just go ahead and take a picture of this part of the code here. So you're getting, oh, let's see, that's 1 to line 25. Let's see if I can go down just a hair more. Okay, so from line 1 to line 25, please take a picture of that. Okay. My lemonade protein drink is so good. All right, 5 more seconds and you should have that picture. So that's line 25. Line 25. So now let's go to line 26. Okay, and then that's the end. So line 26 to line 44, and that's the end. Let me see if I got these challenges right. Add code to make Sunday show up. Yeah, to make Sunday, maybe I should say make Sunday show up as a case. Oh, I already said have case 0. Okay. And then 2 doesn't mean that. 2 is something else. Let me just maybe write them as a number instead so that I don't have to have a 2 after that 0. Otherwise, it might look too weird. So then 2, nah, it still looks weird. Case 0. 2. Now I'm just going to leave this as 1 and leave this as 2. 2. But I at least need to separate it a bit like that. All right, so 1, 2, and 3. All right, so anyway, take a picture now of, I hope I said 20. No, you know what? I think I went, oh, darn it. I don't know what I did now. Where the heck did the first one go? 0, yeah, 1 to 25. All right, so it was right. I was thinking that when I just typed it, I add an extra line. So 1 to 25. So then 26 to 44. I'll take a picture of that one. Let me get the cursor away from there so it doesn't mess up what your picture might take. All right, so there you have it. Good luck. And remember, you got to start doing your chapter 4 programming exercises too pretty soon if you have not started yet. Have a great day, and I'll see you in class, next class. Let me see, stop my recording.